This is a look at Wonder Woman 72 and G.I. Joe Muerte number 3. I won't bury the lead here. Both these books aren't very good. Muerte, you can see how bad it is. But Wonder Woman actually starts fine, though 3 women on a cover is a warning sign. But it is called Wonder Woman, so that's to be expected. A black girl on the cover tells me the probability of the book being woke is extremely high. I am 100% sure that she'll be a purse puppy. And plot twist, all 3 women are purse puppies. They can do no wrong, mostly because the writer is an absolute ideologue. If I remember right, Willow Wilson is the fake Muslim feminist chick. But the story is fine, the art is good, but inconsistent. The artist is very careful to avoid showing boobs or butts. If you aren't going to show the sexy female form, why don't you just use men? Actually, after rereading it a few times, the women look very masculine, and every chance to show boobs or butts is completely missed. They have suggestions of breasts. Even when a butt is in the shot, a foot is conveniently covering it. I am sure Willow Wilson is standing over the artist with a cane, making sure the book has zero sex appeal. Everything is fine. There are some silly Billy monsters that the 3 masculine women effortlessly defeat because vagina power. I wrote that. Look, this would be a great opportunity. Show some sex appeal in there. Nope, just kind of, actually that kind of looks like a dude in a dress. Kind of masculine looking too. Anyway, I wrote that line, vagina power, and I thought, nowadays, that's not really politically correct. And not because just of the uncouth language, but because apparently not all women have vaginas. Yeah, it is a strange new world we live in. It wasn't that many years ago when the vagina monologues were doing their show. I wonder if that, look, this is it's shot from the rear, so most artists would take an opportunity to show her rear end, have the breasts hang down, but they conveniently put that foot in the and okay, so you're completely, there's very little suggestion of boobs. The butt is completely hidden. Super purse puppy girl, good opportunity to show her looking sexy. No, she's dressed like a man, but of course, girl power. Girl power, girl power, girl power. There is endless girl power validation. There isn't any tension because women can't fail, especially a black girl, and they don't. The 3 managed women defeat hundreds of catfish people. Unusual messaging there. Then we run into, we'll get into it in a second. Okay, catfish people. If you could fly in the first place, if 2 of the characters could fly in the first place, why were you fighting them? You can just fly. Well, why are you fighting them at all? Do no harm, avoid violence. But she throws her sword so she can put herself at risk and slaughter these innocent catfish people who are probably just defending their homelands. Actually, you know what? Now that I've looked this over the 3rd time, this is kind of unusual. Why didn't they just fly away and leave these people alone? You have 3 women who are slaughtering hundreds of sentient beings. Get back, you creepy slime monster, whatever things. So she's judging them on the basis of their appearance? That's right. I am a girl with a sword. You better. And then she gets herself in a little bit of trouble. Wonder Woman comes to save the day. And then they just politically correct, absolute, just twat waffle language. To be clear, you were doing fine. I just thought you might like some company. Yeah, I appreciate that. Then the other girl does a superhero landing. You don't think I'd let you have all the fun, do you? That is such a tired, hackneyed, trite phrase. That shouldn't really shouldn't be in comic books, especially when they do the superhero landing and then the a phrase you've heard 1,000 times if you've read comic books. And then this bottom scene, very, very masculine women. I'm not sure what the one with the wings is doing with their arms spread wide. I don't know. Okay, it's a little battle scene, but again, there's no tension. There can be no resolution. Oh, more validation. Thanks, my pleasure. I wish I could do the Willow Wilson voice. I'm gonna have to listen to her YouTube. She does a little speech on TEDx or something. It's just if you haven't had your daily dose of cringe, you can check out that speech. There's no tension. There's no resolution because they can't get hurt and they can't make mistakes. If you have 3 women, you can't have a bad guy because to have a bad guy, you need a white-skinned male to be the bad guy. So when you have a scenario like this, they're not going to screw up. They're not going to let each other down. They're just going to effortlessly defeat the creatures, which is what she does. She whips out her rope and just uses it like a weed whacker to slaughter hundreds of these creatures who, as far as I know, were defending their home. And then we run into this. We did it. We did the thing. I didn't know you could fight like that. I didn't know you could fight like that. How much more can they just... I won't say suck each other's whatever. I saw this scene. Okay. This tells me that the writer is an idiot who has no business writing these books. So why is she in the industry? Because she is a woman and she is a Muslim. Can she write? Absolutely not. We Did the Thing is telling me that this comic is for kids who don't expect much from comics. I feel bad for kids who think that these are comics. This is just propaganda, but it's written by really dumb people who can't write. Anyway, this line destroys the book for me. It's just absolute cancer. And it's this is major cringe on top of some lightweight earlier stuff. But at this point, I don't even want to go further in the book, and I won't. If I had a paper copy, I would probably rip it up or just maybe place it in a corner and let it gather dust. This shouldn't make it past an editor. A lot of this stuff shouldn't make it past editors. I didn't know you could fight like that. I didn't know you could fight like that. Oh, God, aren't we just getting high off our own supply? We did it. We did the thing. Okay, the willing suspension of disbelief and verisimilitude, the appearance of truth. I guess that doesn't really apply, but what I'm trying to say is the writers, the artists, okay, we know this is a fantastic world, but it's not a parody of a fantastic world. There's supposed to be immersive experience where we all agree to suspend our disbelief as long as we follow certain rules that they have stakes. And when you include this line, we did it, we did the thing, it's like a needle scratch on a record. I know people don't necessarily know what records are. It tells me the artist, the writer, the editors shouldn't be doing this. I should let me look up the sales real quick. I'll put the sales in the description if anyone's curious. I am using these 2 devices. I don't want to turn on a laptop. Anyway, I came across this book because I think Zach was doing a review of the one of the G.I. Joe books. It was like number 273 or something. So I took a look at it and God damn it. And then I came across this book, Sierra Muerte. I think Sierra means tooth or jagged like a tooth or jagged like a serrated knife. Muerte means death. Okay, interesting cover. No problem there. This is giving me pause. What is this guy doing wearing green PJs and the art in general, the Uzi? Okay. And then this is the first page. what is going on? What's going on? I didn't. If this was a one shot, I would have assumed it's a parody, but it's not. This is the third in the series. Okay, he's got some kind of double-barreled machine gun with a belt-fed magazine that doesn't actually contain any bullets. It just contains these rectangular links. They're supposed to be bullets held on by clips, and then he has a hat with pistol bullets. But most people in the military don't use pistols. It's like the last line. They use belt-fed devices. I actually, that's okay. And then it gets to this. How does this have the name G.I. Joe associated with it? Okay, mildly funny. He thinks he's going to get a new body or something. He's going to get his soul transplanted. I shouldn't be so distressed. A new life awaits me, still weak, but my toast's all over the floor. I suppose the 30-second rule doesn't apply to dying men. All right, mildly funny, but it's out of character for this character. But it's not the writing I have issue with. It's the art. This isn't even drawn by a high school student. And then you have the Folsom Street Gay Pride Parade guy. What the hell is going on? Did you pay to draw this? Okay, this is okay. Oh, I mean, technically it's not okay because you have the guy sniping in the corner. Okay, very well. And he's using a silenced low velocity rifle. But then he's running up with a machine pistol. And where are his extra magazines for his tiny little 9mm? So did he use a silenced rifle and drop the silenced rifle and then run up with a 9mm? That he's not carrying any spare magazines for? He has like a 20-round mag in the gun, and I see belt pouches, but I don't actually see any magazines. And he has a sword. The whole thing is just really, really lazy. Okay, they're fighting robots, so there are no stakes. No backgrounds, because I guess he didn't want to pay an artist. And then you get something like this, where you have the machine gunner who has some weird... He's got a quad machine gun, which is 2 double barrels, and they're running off a belt, except the belt goes behind him, but it doesn't connect to anything. And if you've ever seen even a film or anything with a belt-fed device, the one thing these things do is they go through ammo very, very rapidly. You would need to carry hundreds of pounds of ammo. I mean, the rate of fire and the amount of ammo that a human could carry, it doesn't make sense. You don't carry a Gatling gun because you can't carry as enough ammo to actually feed the gun. You need to have it mounted on an APC or a tank or something. But I mean, okay, that's just logical inconsistency. I don't expect writers to be up on weapons, but if they're not up on weapons, they should at the very least just copy something. Okay, you have a guy who's got a couple of rounds on one shoulder. Usually ammo belts, you loop them around both shoulders, and like one guy can carry 230 caliber rounds for his 30 caliber gun. Okay, this is a belt-fed machine gun. That means ammo belt must go in one side and shells must eject out the other side. Okay. See, the thing is that these mistakes are starting to add up. You have a girl with a handheld crossbow. She's in the middle of a firefight. A machine gun or submachine gun would be much more efficient. Some of the things are okay, but then the lack of backgrounds is really weird. I mean, the art in general is very hit or miss. Okay, I don't care. I'm looking at the art. I just can't. Okay, now he has a belt for the gun, a very short belt for a very, very Like the body of the gun is the size of a 50, but the overall length is the size of a 30, and the magazine, the belt is like a 5.56. So those are minor errors. It's not that so much. It's just this stupid art. Okay, these two characters with two different guns. That's another thing that a lot of artists have a problem with is when you have soldiers going to war, they all use the same rifle, they all use the same submachine gun because they want interchangeable. The physical magazine that goes in the gun needs to be interchangeable. And not only that, but the ammo that goes in the magazine, that goes in the whatever kind of rifle they're using, has to be interchangeable. Everything is either 5.56 or 7.62 or whatever they're using. But when they use all these different guns, and notice something missing from this gun. Where's the handle? And what is she holding on to? And what is this? Like a strap or something? This is just so badly drawn. Even though you have a guy with this looks like a machine pistol from World War II. I forget the name of it. The Super 38, I think. But that's not what it looks like. That's not what anything looks like. Here you have a guy with at least a normal gun. The art is shockingly bad. And it's not so much the art is bad, because I get it. Bad art, bad storyline, that's fine. But you don't expect to see the art in a G.I. Joe book. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. I don't know. This is almost a spoof. There's an interview with the guy, and at no time during the interview do they say, oh, this is a spoof, or this is... They don't explain why the art is so bad. They're just taking it seriously. How is this acceptable? It's not. There. He says, there's that gorgeous 2-page spread in Sierra Muerte #1. This is number 3, but I guarantee Sierra Muerte #1 was just as bad. With the Joes dropping down on the Cobra guns, blazing swords drawn, is generally inspired and like nothing I've ever seen in a Joe comic. I absolutely love it. Okay, you guys must be sleeping together. There's no way you can say that these things are inspired. Anyway, I see that I'm already going on too long with this. I wanted to cover these 2 books because they're so atrociously bad. Anyway, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and leave a like and a comment.